Um, for people who are listening slash looking to this, um, I will. I'm not using any kind of music. I'm mostly doing that so that well, you guys can turn on some music for yourself, and I have no issue with any kind of right stuff. And I had a whole list of well, um royalty free music for if I ever want to monetize this stuff. However, for now, I just want to play it safe. Yeah, that has my preference at least. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We are going to work on the lore of another race, and I'm right now figuring out which one. So, um, well, I added the races of Reuni, the ones that I have been doing so far in my current world, and I actually have never written anything down aside from the things that were well, uh, literally what's in the books. However, the stuff that's in the books has no history. Uh, well, it has a history of the Forgotten Realms, but in this case, that is all not not on topic. So let's give everybody a home and give everybody some sense in what they're doing. And well, my world mostly contains humans, but have here the list of uh, well races that basically function in my world. And now I am going to see if I can do something about it. And um, one of the easiest ones for me are the elves because those are the ones that I have already quite some history for. The only ones that are really defined. And well, the world that I'm using right now, we've been playing in it for almost 2 years, and then at some point it becomes important that my players will be able to look back on it and see if they can and that they can read some stuff back and that they know what their characters know. That is what I'm trying to work with here. Um, so I am going to work on the elves first, and to be clear, I am going to add. Oh, it's not necessarily like this. I am going to add an extra, open an extra page because then I can see what it again was that I wrote down in the timeline in the of the history because you know it's always good to fall back on that history of Reuni and Uprising of Gods. Look, there's a lot of foundings here, and it basically said, okay, then these cities were built. However, it doesn't say a lot of other stuff. And, well, not important. It hasn't been important. And for something that I've been working on, like on the fly mostly, I'm just happy that I actually got something to function. Uh, yeah, as a DM, sometimes you have to do a lot of stuff last minute, and that doesn't always go too well. So, let's see. Is there a part I here have the end of terrorism, betrayal of the prophets, burial of cozy. Ah, it should be earlier. Reunion war. Oh, this is still in Dutch. Okay. Uh, so I can actually see here that all the stuff that I thought of basically is just, well, wandering around in my mind. Well, uh, time to write some stuff down because I know exactly what's going on there, but maybe something that is supposed to be common knowledge should always be accessible to my players now, doesn't it? So let's start. Uh, we have well a lot of stuff here ready to use. And well, let's play with that a little bit, shall we? Scientific classification. I it, it's so unnecessary, but I just like adding scientific classifications at moments that they make sense in your world. Uh, because then, if you have a little bit of a history, you can add some extra flavor to it. I am going to already add some ethnicity. No, ethnicities aren't really important. Yeah. Uh, I thought I would make some sub races, but no, that is not what we are going to do because I basically want people to be able to use the book for that kind of stuff. And oh man, this is always difficult to check out. Okay, so there's not really a oh here it is history. That is the one that I've been looking for. Is there anything else? Mm-hmm. Common customs, taboos, myths, interspecies relation. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff that I can use here. But first, let's start with the history. Mm. And don't forget that my world is very young. 6,000 years in total of existence. Almost 7,000 years. Um, and the thinking folk, like the humans, the dwarves, and all the other sentient races, basically have lived in a safe age only for the last 1,500 years. So let's start the history of the elves is one. Uh, what is the word that I'm looking for here? Um, that always comes together. Uh, no, 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 no. Always is joined by suffering. From the earliest days, when the Titans, Jesus, no capital, Titans still roamed and ruled the world, the life of the elves was one about survival, mostly fighting over, oh, what is the word? Mostly fighting over territory. The elves tried to protect their homes from dragons who, like them, preferred the woods. Well, and then it's the next step because I want them to uh, want to make sure that they come across as a warrior type of race. I'm going to edit this a little bit. Where are we? Okay, I need to enlarge this. Oh no, this one. So the bottom part is just zoomed out a bit. Ah, there we go. Looks a little better on my side. Uh, from dragons uh, who, like them, preferred the woods. There never was No. Uh, Man, in those early years, there were different. No, no. Because of the constant threat of of death roaming over their heads, the oh, what is the world? Oh, oh man. Um, because the constant threat of death roaming over their heads, the elves took great. Um, well, no, the elves found great value in their companionship. It is thanks to these days that elves keep their clan members as close to themselves as they can. Losing a clan member equals losing a family member. Throughout the years, elves were nearly, the elves got nearly extinct, since especially green dragons considered them a delicacy. Slowly but surely, all elves were pushed to the continent that now is known as Reuni, as this was seen as one of as this was seen as maybe the only safe haven where uh where elves could make a stand against their predator. Now, man, what is the word? Now, weet je wel. Now, Reuni is the only continent where elves still reside. Although the elven clans maintain the stories told over the years. Um, maintain the stories told over the years about the heroism of their ancestors. Ha, 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 ha. In the continent of Reuni, oh, capital, the elves, uh, the well, the different uh, clans of elves all took several to no, not took, all claimed their own forests, so they would not be in each other's hunting grounds. Ah, man. However, after the man, uh, after the founding, after the founding of Reuni, the elves were pushed away from their homes as the humans required the forests to cultivate, objecting against the humans. Ah, man. The elves protected their grounds valiant, but could not beat the humans as they far outnumbered. As they far outnumbered the elves. Yes. It was about 500 years. Uh, well, is that true? I think I had written something down. Uh, the blessing. No. Wow, Bart. You had written so much down in your head. And let's see, where is the founding of the faction system? We got there. The founding of the Golden Griffins. So it has to be after the Golden Griffins. Yes. Oh, and here's the reunion war. Yes. So. Ooh, that is not too long ago. Okay. What is the current year? Man, I know that I can see it somewhere. 6948. Yeah. All right. And the war happened. Ended 140 years ago. Oh, that is not long. It was only 140 years ago that the elves finally got a forest given back to them by then ruling king. I need a name for that king. It's an of Centurion. Um, by then ruling king. Uh, well, we got Auron. We had another one. Auron. Uh, it's always something with run with these guys. So a run for the males and a ra for the females. Uh, let's make it a queen. Queen. Queen Yazra. It was only 140 years ago that the elves finally got a forest given back to them by then ruling Queen Yazra of Centurion. This. Nope. This forest was then to be renamed to Bosmer, a name that the wood elves had given themselves. No, renamed to Bosmer, the elven word for home. Yes. Look, I know that I stole Bosmer from Skyrim. However, we can make our own little twist to it. Sometimes you need to make up names in the very last moment, and yeah, that requires some tinkering every now and then. And well, look at that. I forced myself to write something, and I'm now here. Oh, clan member is not a single word. Okay. The elven word for home. Right now, all the elven clans only have small villages uh, remaining of their once proud society. Each elven uh yeah, each elven race has their own and come once in every 3 moons together to discuss the future of their land. There we go. And then we're going to add a little part of this. Where was it? Oh yeah, here, the map of Bosmer. And we have 5. We have 5 villages, and most of them don't have anything. I just know that Alarin came from Yepkova. Uh, and yep, and we don't even really truly know what kind of elf he was because he was, well, he was turned blue because he was part of the how of Azarathius, and he was a storm warlock. Warlock, yeah. However, now we need to do a little deep dive because Sneg is going to be home of the snow elves. No, I need to know for sure. Are there snow elves in 5e? Snow elf. I knew that I saw it somewhere. And is this 5e? Yeah, it's a variant. Uh huh. Uh huh. Okay, so uh, oh, they have a vulnerability. Oh, that is horrible. They have a resist, but a vulnerability into fire nonetheless. Well, it's pretty cool still. Like if you want to play with a weakness, there's a very scary one right there. I know that most people don't enjoy that, but having weaknesses to my ID, pretty fun. All right, so where are we? The snow elves reside in Snag. What do we have then? Malina. What kind of elves do we have? Uh, elf, elf races. Oh, let's see what we can find. Elf. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Elf. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh yeah, Arctic elf. Maybe that's better than snow elf. Oh, it's basically the same. And all right. Ooh, blood elves are a thing that somebody made. That is cool. Everything related to blood, always cool. Let's see. What do they get? We ignore all the things. We ignore all the things except their traits because I want my players to be able to use some of these. The silver blood coursing in their veins does indeed have magical amplification abilities. When casting a spell that deals damage and requires a ranged magic, you may add an extra damage die to the totaling damage. Oh, that's pretty hardcore. You may use this trait once before needing to. Oh, it's only once. Okay. Still, it's a free extra damage. Early game, a lot of fun. Heavy blood. You have thick metallic blood coursing through you, hampering you slightly. When you stand up from being prone, you must expend all your movement speed to do so instead of just half. Wait. So you give him a minor cool thing and then a really heavy thing, and that a really heavy downside. Like I'm all for downsides, but that's a little bit too much. Uh, Blood elves here. What do we have here? Well, let's see what the official things have. Elves 5e. I mean, I have the books, but this way I can at least show you guys what we all have. Mm-hmm. Yeah, wood elves at least need their place. Wood elf, high elf, and I want Eladrin, Ladrin, yeah, Eladrin to be basically a sort of mutation, a blessing. So we are going to do something with that, but not yet. Da, 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 da. Let's see. So then we are going to, you know what? I am going to use the stereotypes a little bit. Madrosh is housed by the high elves because they're the governing types. If you look at it, if you look at the original lore, Madrosh houses the high elves. Uh, you know what? We are going to make Oh wait, there's still sun and moon elves, right? Well, they are in the lore, but they don't really exist in the official thing. Wow, people made a lot of elves. A lot of elves. Like, boy, a succubus elf. Like, what the fuck is a succubus elf? Come on. Um, sun elf. Where, like sun elf. 5e. Who has a sun elf for me? Oh, there actually is one. Uh, no, they didn't make trades for this one, at least. The elf, sun D&D 5e. Yes, here we are, sun elf. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, that is enough. Weapon training, resistance to radiant damage, and proficiency with the history skill. Yeah, that works. Uh, what is it? Man, I gotta find my page. So, yeah, these sun elves found their home in the northern uh, part. Uh, found their home in Swansea. Hmm. Then we have okay, one more special sub race. Oh, I want moon elves. I want sun elves and I want moon elves. Give me moon elves. Moon elf 5e. What do we get for that? Moon elf. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Bathed in moonlight. You are proficient in the stealth skill. In addition, you attempt to hide while you are only obscured by dim light. Okay. You have proficient in that. You know the minor illusion cantrip. Okay, so they get some extra spells. Yeah, well, nice. Moon elves. Whoa, there went something wrong there. Moon elves made Malina their home, and the wood elves housed themselves in Yapkova. All right, well, this is just history, and we already got quite a thing going on here. Oh boy, let's see how this looks, because that's always just fun to just check. It's now just history, and we've got like a whole story for them. That is amazing. Ah, man. Oh, I had an itch right there on my back. Okay, so we continue. We have the history now. Major organizations. No naming traditions. Elves receive, and literally, I'm just making stuff up as I go. People, uh, elves receive their. By the way, I see that my name is completely wrong, so I have to do something about that when I finish the stream. But at least this kind of stuff helps me think, you know. Um, elves receive uh, their first. No. Elves name the children. No, as elves as an elven birth is a very rare commodity, the naming of a child is done together with the whole village. Most of the time, they use what is around them. uh, most of the time, they don't name their the new child until it is past the nursing stage and able to crawl on its own. Once once the child is able to crawl, they will put hmm, they will put the child on a uh, well, blanket with several items picked from nature around them. The name of the child will be related to the object that has the child's biggest interest. Elves have no last names. So, yeah, there's immediately something that it describes the elves and how they work. Well, gender ideals and courtship ideals and relationship ideals. Oh, and you can go so deep with this thing, like stuff that I have no way of thinking of by myself. Beauty ideals. Well, what do we think when we see elves? Man, because I want my players to still be able to relate to elves a little bit. Well, not relate, but you know, beauty ideals. What are we gonna do with that? What are we gonna do with that? Uh, Whew. All right. So I want something to do with and that they basically they're naturally what we as humans would see as a beauty ideal, and so I want them to view the natural look as what is considered their beauty. All right. In elven society, it doesn't really matter how you look, since nature has gifted you with the exterior you were supposed to have. Therefore, elves don't specifically consider themselves pretty. However, adjusting your own look with paint, mud, or any form of makeup is seen as disgraceful, since the person in since the target is unable to appreciate the gifts given to them. It is fair to say that true beauty for elves comes in self love. Boom. Gender ideals. Am I gonna touch that? Am I really gonna touch that? Doesn't seem like a smart idea. Oof. Uh, Gender ideals. Are they completely equal? Have they always been? Uh, with elves, I'm gonna say it kinda is. Mm. For elves, gender exists only for uh, procreation. It does. It never held any value to them. Evilus, man, I need to. Okay, never held any value to them. Is there something about dress code, culture, and cultural heritage? Ooh, there is so much to play with here. For elves, gender exists only for procreation and had never held any value to them. Uh, man. It is fair. Elves are polygamous in nature. Oh wait, does it? Oh no, wait. That goes into relationship ideals because then we can expand further on it. Elves are polygamous in nature. It's like, how can I make stuff weird? You know, uh, not that polygamy is weird, is it? I don't. Yeah. Uh, Elves are polygamous in nature and see no, uh, see no real reason behind polygamy, behind monogamy. A an elf looks at their whole clan uh, with the same love as humans would to their family. Although forms of family units still exist, it does not have any kind of priority aside from the bond that two siblings can feel towards each other. It is very normal for siblings to only share one parent. Yes. Uh, the elves are very afraid that their stories of perseverance will be forgotten over time. Therefore, el- elves that choose to leave, mm, elves try to keep to carve or paint words related to their history everywhere they go, be that on rocks, tree trees, or leave a little uh, statue made out of pebbles in any location where they may end up. Yay. Okay. Uh, interspecies relationships. Yeah, that's a thing because half elves need to have an explanation. Through the last 140 years, there have been some relationships between humans and elves, but since elves don't share the same kind of relationship, what was the word? Uh, ideals. Yes, thank you. Relationship ideals. As humans, oh man, add a little dot in here because else the sentence just becomes too long. Uh, but since elves don't share the same kind of relationship ideals as humans, it is difficult for a couple to remain together for a human lifetime. Da, 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 Okay, but since elves don't share the same kind of relationship as ideals as humans, it's difficult for a couple to remain together for a human lifetime. Most of In most cases, either the elf, um, in most cases, one of both parties decides to leave, and in most cases, the children are then being taken in. Wait, wait, baby, I'll be right with you. Taken in by the elves. Okay. Okay, so we have quite some stuff here. Standard average lifespan. Okay, so we are going to take whatever the elves were, and because yeah, the let's see how old do they get now? S- Uh, Up to 750. Yeah, we are going to change that because yeah, that's too long in my world. That is really too long. So we're like what was it? The Lockstone get to be 200 or to 300 years old. We're going to make elves 400. They still can become really old, but a little less because that makes more sense with my world. Um, an elf reaches adulthood by the age of 50 and can live up to 400 years. Let's see. We're gonna do this in meters. I want them to be actually slightly shorter than humans. 1.5 to 1.9 meters. Average weight, they have a slender build. Uh, 50 to 90 kilograms. Yeah, that makes sense. Geographical distribution, we've talked about this. Oh, wait. Mm, elven clans are only to be found in the bosom in Bosmer in the Reuni continent. No capital. Da-da-da. Facial characteristics. Um, Elves are unable to grow facial hair aside from sideburns. Both male and female are able to grow these. Because why not? Uh, Elves are to be found in a wide variety of colors which mostly depends on their clan history. Yes. Okay. Oh, we still have a generic scientific classification. Okay, so now we know that they are a race of survival, traveling survivors. Okay, let's do traveling survivors as Latin, and let's see how that goes. Uh, okay, travel. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? Survive. Super. Okay. Traveling. Survivor. The Iter Superstis. Yeah, okay. That works. Iter Superstis. Not necessary. Oh, yeah. Bosmer. Discovered by. No, all not necessary. Da, 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 da. Dietary needs and habits. Ah, man. Elves. Mostly vegetarian. However, since elves use the pelts of animals to help themselves traverse the cold, meat is considered a privilege. Meat is considered a privilege. Yeah, that's good enough. When an animal is prepared, this is considered this will be viewed as a true feast in order to thank the creature. Okay, okay. I think we're there then. Let's see how this looks. Look at that. We have a gigantic piece of information. Well, I'm glad that I did this one today. The chance that I'm actually using all of this information very small. However, I'm glad that I have it in case they are talking with the elves again. And even that is, there's quite a chance, but now I at least know a little bit more about them. Well, that is it for today. And I'll see you whenever I get on to the next one. See you guys next time. Uh, this was world building, and I hope you enjoyed. Till next time.